Hey everyone, this is Lisa from the Rhinestone World, and in this video I'm going to be using our Dog Peek Pack Volume 2 to make this cute mini stocking just in time for Christmas. This pack is great to customize little things that go with our pets and to really celebrate the dogs that we have. So I have a design from our Dog Peek Pack Volume 2. So this is Rottweiler and this is the first option. So you can see that this is a one color design. So we're going to be cutting this to place on a tiny little stocking. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tweak this design just a little bit. If you see right here, I don't want the eyebrows to be an outline. I want them to be filled in. So I'm going to go over here, and because this is an SVG or an EPS file in Silhouette Studio, I'm going to go over here and turn on my line color. So I just clicked on my design, clicked right here, and changed my line color to black. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my fill color by doing this crosshatch. So now I have this outline. Now this is going to make it easier for me because I need to take away parts of these lines and I need to break apart my shape. So right now, my shape is one big object. I'm going to right click, release compound path, and now you can see each line has a box around it, meaning it's an individual shape. So I'm going to click on this inside line here, press delete, click on this inside line here, press delete. So now this is going to be solid. So now I just need to group this back together. So I'm going to grab my whole shape again, make sure you have everything there, right click, and make compound path. So you can see it has one big box around it. That's a good sign. And we can go over to our fill panel, color this in, and now you can see here is our dog. So you can see the eyebrows for me look a little bit more full, and depending on how you're cutting it, you may need to tweak it a little bit to fit what you're doing. So right here, this little stocking is 3 inches wide and 1.5 inches tall. So I need this to fit into that stocking. So what I like to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to select it. And then right here is where we put in our dimensions. Make sure you have your lock unlocked because basically you can set each one. So we'll do 3 inches wide, 3 inches wide, and then 1.5 inches tall. And then I forgot to hit enter, so let's do that again. And that's a weird quirk, you just have to make sure you hit enter. So now this is the size of my stocking. So I'm going to go over here, grab my little dog. We're going to resize him to fit into that square. So we're not going to cut that square, but we're using it to kind of make sure we have our sizing correct. So we're all set like that. I'm happy with this. So let's move our square out of here. And then you'll notice our design is kind of detailed and it's going to be cutting pretty small. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up here. These designs are symmetrical, but I'm going to go ahead and flip horizontally just to be safe. And now I'm going to go ahead and just do a little box around my design. This is just going to be my weed box to make it easier when I'm done cutting. So let's go through it like this. And your most important part here is make sure you have your cut settings done well and that you're doing test cuts. So I'm going to go over here, do my easy weed, and because I'm doing, I brought in this SVG design, you just want to make sure you have it selected and turn on cut right here. That'll turn on your cut lines. And then I'm going to make my speed at 1. I'm going to cut it as slow as possible. And then we're just going to save my materials in there. I'm going to do my blade at 3, my force at 5, and then I'm going to do one pass, the slowest speed possible. So I'm going to load in my material, cut it, and then we'll be ready to weed and press. Here's my design. I have it all cut. Now this is where getting your cut settings right pays off. Because this is so small and so detailed. If your cut settings are wrong, if your corners are snagging, that's where you have trouble with this design. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is just the excess part of it. With this design, I did do a weed box, which will make it a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my little, this is like a nail polish holder that a lot of people use for weeding. I'm going to go ahead and put that on to make it easier for me when I'm weeding. So let's go through. We're just going to weed out our design. You can see that this outside part is coming out great. So we're just going to go through and just weed out all of this. Now remember, this is an outline. So we're just making sure we have like this little outline of the dog. So we're going to take out these inside parts. Just be careful with corners and stuff. They can kind of lift a little bit even if your cut settings are good, just because this design is so small. So that's the first part, looking pretty good. And I'm just gonna keep weeding this design and then we'll be ready to press. And now I have my cute little dog. I have it all weeded out. And this design is really small. It's like 3.5 inches by 1.5. It's very little, but you can see my cut settings were done just right. I was able to weed out every little part. So we're gonna go over and press this to our mini stocking. Here's my little stocking. This came in like a little 4-pack for $1. It's just from like Walmart or somewhere like that. So this has a seam right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep my pressing pillow up like that so I can raise this up for the seam. And then here's my little Rottweiler. Look at that little cutie right there. So we're gonna go ahead and put him on there. So he's basically peeking up through that little stocking or that seam. So we're doing easy weed. My heat press is set to 305 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and cover and press this for 15 seconds. Because I have a pillow, I'm gonna have to lower my pressure probably. So let's go ahead and bring down my press and check. I actually was able to close it, so we'll let it go for 15 seconds. Let's lift this up. We can remove our protective cover sheet. And now, this is a hot or cold peel, so you can go ahead and lift up our carrier and check that out. We have a cute little dog stocking. This is great to go on your mantle. I know we always consider our pets as one of us, and especially dogs, since you know they're man's best friend. So this will look great on your mantle next to your stockings, little mini one for a little mini part of your family. Now this design is from the Dog Peek Pack Volume 2. This is one of the Rottweiler designs. We have those available on our website at therhinestoneworld.com, and you can go ahead and make all the cute dog designs for Christmas. Hey everyone, if you like this video, click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you'd like to buy any of our dog packs, including the Peek Packs Volume 1 through 3, click the link below and you can get that pack and use this coupon code to get a discount.